what happens if we add another third on top of a triad? In this sample, the distance from the root note C to the added note is a major 7. Therefore, the chord is called a C major 7th chord. Now we have 3 thirds in our chord. How many combinations of 3 stacked up thirds are possible? Good. Listen to the 8 possible combinations. As you can see, the distance from the fundamental to the highest note is always a 7th. Therefore, the name 7th chord. The last entry is not really a 7th chord, since it can be interpreted as an augmented triad with the repetition of the root note. Remember, an augmented 7th interval is an octave. Not in the list is the augmented 7th chord, since it uses a major 2nd in the highest interval. We add an extra entry for the augmented 7th. Here, the 7th chords depicted graphically. With 4 notes we can make 3 inversions. Listen to the inversions. We start with the root position. The 4th inversion brings us back to the starting root position. As with triads, there exist other chords with 4 notes, which do not consist of thirds only. A somehow special case is the harmonic 7th chord. The harmonic 7th chord is written and often approximated as a dominant 7th chord. However, it can only be played on instruments which support the chest intonation tuning. The harmonic 7th chord consists of a root note, a major 3rd, a perfect 5th, and a harmonic 7th. The harmonic 7th interval has the ratio 7:4. Keep in mind that chest intonation only specifies that the frequencies are based on ratios of whole numbers. Therefore, I have put the ratios, which we use to approximate a chromatic scale, as a reference in the table. For a fundamental of C4, we get the following ratios and frequencies. Now, listen to the equal-tempered dominant 7th chord. And now to the harmonic 7th chord. And now one immediately after the other. This demonstration was just to show the importance and flexibility of chest intonation for singers. See what Wikipedia says about the harmonic 7th. After this excursion, we go back to equal tempered scales. In the next exercise, identify the missing note to complete the 7th chord. Good. Okay, what happens if we add more thirds? We get, of course, much more possible combinations. However, for now we concentrate on the recognition of the most common chords. Remember, a minor third has 3 half steps and a major third has 4 half steps. Just for the record, I will show what happens if we add more thirds. There are 9th, 11th, 13th and 15th chords. Adding a third to a 15th brings us back to the starting point, but 2 octaves higher. Besides tertian chords, which are built from thirds, there are also secundal and quartal chords, which are built from seconds, respectively from fourths. That's it! Chord progression and the relation to a scale, the scale degree, is used by composers to follow the rules of tonal harmony. Let us go back to 2 notes and see what us can help in the listening process. How can we differentiate 2 sounds? First, location. A sound can come from left or right. Second, pitch, high or low frequency. Third, loudness, weak or strong. Fourth, instrument. Each instrument has its own waveform or preferred overtone frequencies. Fifth, phase shift. Depending on the starting times, 2 identical sounds can have a phase shift. To illustrate the effect of phase shift, I will take 2 sound sources which produce identical sine waves. Example 1. Sound source 1 and 2 have no phase shift. The sounds add up and result in a stronger sound. Example 2. The phase shift is 180 degrees. The sounds neutralize each other. Any phase shift in between amplifies or attenuates the sound. Example 3. The phase shift is 135 degrees. The resulting sound is a somehow weaker sine wave with the same frequency. Phase shift is not the same as volume control. In complex sound waves, some frequencies get amplified and others get attenuated. The Chord Explorer allows you, with the exception of the phase shift, to explore and experiment with the first 4 features and lets you find out what makes it easy for you to hear a difference. What did we learn? Common chords consist of thirds. Chords with 3 notes are called triads. The stacking of the thirds determines the quality of the chord. For example, minor, major, diminished or augmented. Chords with 4 or more notes are called according to the interval between the lowest and highest note in root position. With inversion, the note names, which determine the quality, stay the same, but the lowest note gets raised 1 octave up. Start the Chord Explorer and have fun.